as we begin our unit on geometry. Vocabulary will be very important to this unit for your understanding. Let's look at the key vocabulary, dimensions of a parallelogram. Label the base and height in the correct location on the parallelogram below. Well, basically, we know that height tells us how tall something is. And let's draw an arrow to our height in this parallelogram. There's our height. And what we're seeing is, as we look at our height, it forms a right angle with something called our base. And so in our parallelogram, our height and our base are formed by a right angle.
Example number 1, find the area of the parallelogram shown at the right. So we have the dotted line here. That represents our height, and we know that our height makes a 90-degree angle with our base. So here are our bases. They have the same length. The area formula for a parallelogram is base times height, or A is equal to lowercase b times h. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the value of our base, we're going to find the value of our height, and multiply them together. If you were to count the length of the base from end to end, you'll find out that the area equals base, which is 7, times the height from top to bottom, 7 times 9 units. Multiply those two together. Area is equal to 63 units squared. So when we were to fill that in, it would equal 63 square units. The question says, how did you find the area of the parallelogram? Well, we substituted the values of the base and the height into the area formula and multiplied.
Example 2, find the area of the parallelogram below. So as you recall, we can find the area of a parallelogram by multiplying the base times the height. So that's what we need to figure out, are the length of the base and the length of the height for this parallelogram. Now the base of a parallelogram is always one of the sides of the parallelogram. And remember, a parallelogram is a four-sided figure. So in this case, the parallelogram is made up of the 4 solid line segments. So we could use for the base, we could use this side down here. So the length of the base of the parallelogram would be 6 feet. So I am going to substitute the 6 feet in for the B, for base. And now we're going to determine the height of the parallelogram. Now the height of a parallelogram does not have to be one of the 4 sides, all right? In fact, it will not be one of the 4 sides in this parallelogram because the height always forms a 90-degree angle with the base. It's always perpendicular to the base. So we can see right here a right angle, and you'll notice that that forms a right angle with the base. So that 12 feet would be the height of our parallelogram. And so we can find the area by multiplying the 6 feet times the 12 feet to get 72 feet squared.